The weight of a golden lie. For millennia, the universe knew me by absence. A chilling whisper, a forgotten shadow, a secret kept buried not by stone or spell, but by the colossal weight of a father's lie. They spoke of Odin, the Allfather, the wise, the benevolent architect of Asgard's gilded peace. They erected monuments to his clemency, etched sagas into the very stars, celebrating his wisdom, his triumphs, his times, virtues, asterisk. They wove a tapestry of gold and glory, and in every gleaming thread, in every polished surface, they meticulously erased my name. They thought to forget me, to render me null, to sever the very roots from which their magnificent tree of existence had sprung. But a root, no matter how deep it is buried, will always yearn for the Sunday. And I, darling, I am the sun and the soil and the inevitable, ravenous night. Feel it, the tremor beneath your feet? It is not an earthquake, not some random cosmic shiver. It is Asgard itself, recognizing its true mistress, vibrating with a forgotten resonance. It remembers my touch, the strength of my arm, the precise, elegant swing of my blade. It remembers the blood that consecrated its expansion, the cries that echoed through the vastness of the 9 realms as we, Odin and I, forged an empire from dust and defiance. This golden realm they speak of, this shining city of peace and prosperity, it is nothing more than a freshly painted sepulchre built upon a foundation of conquest that they were too cowardly to acknowledge, too ashamed, too soft. They call me the goddess of death. It is a title I wear with pride, yes, for what is death but the ultimate impartial truth? But it is an incomplete truth, a fragment of my multifaceted dominion. I am not merely the end. I am the relentless, unavoidable cycle. I am the fertile decay that feeds new life. I am the crushing weight of necessity, the force that ensures nothing remains static, nothing becomes stagnant. My power. It is Asgard. It breathes with me, pulses with my fury, extends from my very essence. It is not a learned art, not a gift from some cosmic forge. It is the very marrow of this realm, the inherent primal force that built everything they now call home. It surges through my veins, a cold fire, an intoxicating hum that resonates with the core of creation and destruction. When I stand here, upon this floor, I feel the heartbeat of the land, and it is my own. It is a burden, yes, to carry such immense, uncompromising power, to be the one who sees the sharp, unblinking reality of existence. But it is a burden I was born to bear. A burden I times craved asterisk. Odin, my father. Oh, how the name tastes like ash and betrayal now. We were a formidable pair, he and I. A whirlwind of ambition and steel. He envisioned an empire, and I, his loyal and far more efficient general asterisk built times it. Realm after realm fell before us. Our banner, soaked in the blood of countless worlds, was a beacon of terror and undisputed dominance. He spoke of destiny, of Asgard's rightful place at the apex of all existence, and I, his furious heart, made that destiny manifest. The thrill of it, you cannot imagine. To wield such power in unison, to carve your will onto the very fabric of the cosmos. Every enemy crushed, every defiant king brought to his knees, every treasure plundered to enrich this realm. It was a symphony of glorious devastation. We were not merely conquerors, we were sculptors of a new order, wielding the very forces of entropy to reshape the universe in Asgard's image. His spear, Gungnir, humming with the power of the 9 realms, and my blades, conjured from the very fabric of my being, dancing with an unstoppable, skeletal grace. We were unstoppable. But then, a shift, a tremor in his resolve. He saw the path we had paved, the mountain of skulls we had built, and he flinched. He became soft. He looked upon the devastation, not with the pride of a king who had achieved his vision, but with the weary eyes of a penitent. He sought peace where he had once demanded subjugation. He spoke of protecting realms, of alliances, of a benevolent reign. He started to believe his own propaganda. And that, my dear audience, was his fatal flaw. He tried to sanitize history, to wash the blood from his hands and pretend it had never been there. He buried the truth of Asgard's ascent, the very truth I embodied, beneath layers of false piety and shimmering gold. He sealed me away, not because I was a monster, but because I was the undeniable, living proof of his own monstrous past. I was his mirror, reflecting the grim cost of his ambition, and he could not bear to look. He called it madness, my insatiable desire for conquest. But was it truly madness, or merely an unflinching acceptance of what we times were, asterisk? Asgard was not built on treaties and whispered prayers. It was forged in fire, tempered in blood, and secured by the iron fist of its rulers. My philosophy is simple. Strength is the only currency that matters. Weakness invites subjugation. Peace, true peace, is an illusion, a temporary lull before the next inevitable storm. Life is a constant struggle, a relentless push and pull of forces. To deny this is to live in a fool's paradise. Asgard, under my rule, will embrace this truth. It will not hide behind flowery words or diplomatic smiles. It will stand as the undisputed, unyielding power it was always meant to be. The confinement. Oh, the long time, centuries of silence. Not even the void can truly compare to the exquisite torment of forced inaction. To feel the power thrumming within you, a cosmic engine roaring for purpose, only to be held captive, suppressed, while the world outside spins on, oblivious to the force it has imprisoned. I watched, or rather, I times sensed, Asgard's decline. Its soft, complacent leaders, its pampered princes, they squandered the legacy we built. They played at being protectors, while the raw, vibrant power of the Empire slowly bled away, replaced by pomp and circumstance. Each century that passed, each moment of my forced absence, was a fresh indignity. My only solace was the certainty that such weakness could not endure. No lie, however grand, can withstand the relentless march of truth forever, and I am the truth. Doubt? Did I doubt my path, my purpose? Never. My only doubt was in his time's resolve, in his ability to truly see the consequences of his hypocrisy. I knew, with the cold certainty of prophecy, that his reign of gilded lies would unravel, that his false peace would crumble. The only question was when and how glorious my return would be. The pain I felt was not regret for my actions, but the searing agony of betrayal. To be cast aside by the very father whose vision I had so faithfully executed, to be branded a villain for embodying the very essence of his ambition. It was not just a physical prison, it was a wound carved into my very being, a cosmic injustice that festered through the ages. And now, he is gone. The architect of the lie, finally, blessedly, out of the way. And I am times here asterisk. The seals are broken, the shackles shattered. And the first thing I felt, the exhilarating rush of Asgard's true power beckoning me home. It wasn't just a physical return, it was a spiritual homecoming. The very air sang with my name. The stones of the palace cried out in recognition. I walked through the halls, once so familiar, now alien in their pristine, untouched state, and the revulsion was immediate. This sanitized history, these pathetic statues of benevolent kings, they are an affront to the very essence of this realm. They are a monument to a lie. Look around you. They built statues of their heroes, warriors who fought his time's battles, not Asgard's true bloody conquest. But beneath the gold leaf, beneath the polished marble, the true history still lurks. I simply helped it remember. The moment my hand touched the murals, those bland, insipid depictions of the Nine Realms, and revealed the carnage beneath, the actual time's history. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated triumph. To rip away the veil, to expose the raw, brutal truth of what we were, what we times are asterisk. That is liberation, that is power. The faces of those who saw it, shock, horror, disgust. Good. Let them feel it. Let them understand the foundations upon which their comfort rests. Let them finally see the truth. My children, the berserkers, the great Fenris wolf, they too were buried, forgotten, denied. But their loyalty, their strength, remains untarnished by time or deceit. They are the embodiment of Asgard's primal, untamed power. And they, like me, are finally free. We will reclaim what is ours. We will strip away the layers of pretense, the weak, pathetic attempts at peace, and restore Asgard to its rightful, terrifying glory. This is not destruction. This is purification. This is not tyranny. This is order. Some will call me a monster. Let them. Words are hollow echoes in the face of absolute power. What is a monster but a truth too ugly for the weak to confront? I am the force that keeps the universe in balance, the shadow that defines the light. Without death, life has no meaning. Without conquest, empires stagnate and crumble. Without the raw, visceral understanding of power, realms become soft, vulnerable, and ultimately irrelevant. Asgard became irrelevant, a glittering museum of forgotten triumphs. I am here to remind them of its purpose, its true, terrifying purpose. The universe is not kind. It is not gentle. It is a grand, chaotic, magnificent maelstrom of forces, and only the strong survive. Only the bold truly carve their names into eternity. Odin forgot that. He feared the very strength he had once embodied. He feared times me, asterisk. And in that fear, he sentenced Asgard to a slow, pathetic decay. But no longer. I have returned the true queen, the rightful heir to a legacy forged in blood and iron. This is not an act of vengeance. It is an act of restoration, of necessary correction, of reclaiming what was stolen not from me, but from Asgard itself. The golden lies have been told for too long. The truth, in all its brutal, magnificent glory, will finally reign. And it begins now, with every broken statue, every shattered facade, every terrified whisper. So tell me, little mortals, little gods, when you look upon this revitalized empire, resurrected from its golden slumber, will you see merely destruction, or will you finally, truly understand the power of a truth fully embraced? The choice is yours. But the outcome, my darlings, is entirely mine. And it will be glorious.